colors born from dreams, and the colors dance and fly. The shimmer awakes the sky, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, colorful like foxfires, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. Full of the soul's desires, the foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. Fox runs through dark nights, its fiery tail ignites the lights, green and violet, gold and blue, painting frozen skies anew. The sky a canvas of infinity, all colors spark with affinity. The tail a brush of creativity, paints a rainbow made of snow. Undulate races and gleams like living colors born from dreams, and the colors dance and fly. The shimmer awakes the sky, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. Full of the soul's desires, the foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. Fox runs through dark nights, its fiery tail ignites the lights, green and violet, gold and blue, painting frozen skies anew. The sky a canvas of infinity, all colors spark with affinity. The tail a brush of creativity, paints a rainbow made of snow. Undulate races and gleams like living colors born from dreams, and dance and fly. The shimmer awakes the sky. The aurora enchanted glow. Satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, colorful like foxfires, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, colorful like foxfires, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow. Hello. Oh, okay. Sound is working now. Let me finish setting this up for a second. Let's see. Oh, hi Kim. Hello. Long time no see. Let me get my keyboard out of the way. I want to finish experimenting with this page. I'm thinking maybe using acrylic markers. I think they're all in dress. Actually, Nessa is probably asleep because she's been traveling all day long and all night long yesterday. She arrived like 5 a.m. My time. She's 1 hour behind me, so it's probably 3 a.m. So I think Ness is asleep. Chris is probably asleep too, because she usually naps at this time. That's why she usually arrives a bit late in my stream. And I think everyone else is probably adjusts. Let me say. Which marker do I want? Oh, I need to finish this grass. Oh, I'll use regular watercolor for this. And then I'll go for gel pen or acrylic marker for the other ones. We'll see. You can do an announcement if you want to. I'll be happy. But honestly, it's okay. I didn't when she said she was going to stream all day. I did manage. Probably no one will drop over here today because she's been around way longer. But I'll be really thankful if you do. But it's fine if they don't show up. I still want to be consistent, at least when I don't have events. What do I want here? I want Denise's green. And I'm going to need a white. No, not a white, a yellow. I need to clean this up. It's dirty and ugly. Oh, wait. I know, but she's all day. People can pop over here. Yes, they could, indeed. They could. It's true. But you know, sometimes people are on a roll. It's fine. If that's the case, let me clean up. See, I think that's close enough. A bit more. Yes, I like this. Cat hair all over, as usual. We'll start with this, and then I move into the acrylic markers. Wash down with a water brush in true Jackie style. So, hello and good afternoon for everyone out there. And to Kim, because I know Kim's there a little bit. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's a good enough blend. I might need actually a bigger brush for this. No, I think I can do it with this tiny one. Yeah, this tiny one would do fine. If you do the announcement, Kim, thank you so much. Let me see. Oh, hello, Mimi. Hi. Welcome to the Fox Den. Kim said announcement made just as Mike folks come back and forth. She has to go after. Oh, okay. All right. No, I wouldn't figure she would mind. She's really cool about all that stuff. She's amazing. So, Mimi, what are you working on today? Are you colouring or you're just hanging out in the streams? Which all are fine, by the way. They do dry really fast in this paper. I actually like regular Marabou paper better for watercolors than this one. Um, I love the art, but to be honest, I'm not too impressed by the paper. I'm really not. I'm I'm actually a bit disappointed. I had such high hopes for the paper, and I have a book called Zoe de las by the illustrator. I think she's a designer or an architect, Zoe de las Casas, and her paper is divine. Audrey said she's in both streams and two phones. She downloaded a coloring book page tracker from you don't know somewhere. So just record all the pages colored. How many pages that is? Because I never took stock of how many pages I've ever colored in my life. I have no idea. Hi, Adri, my sweet sunshine. How are you? Hi, Mandy. Welcome. Welcome to the Fox Den. Oh, you do that. I am trying to finish my whips for this month. I finished 3 pages with the whale, the fluorescent whale. I just finished. Oh, hello, Chris. I thought you'd been napping because you were awake almost all night. It was 4 a.m. my time, so I'm guessing 2 a.m. your time. And you were still up. So I figure you will be asleep. Well, I did see you, didn't I, on CK's stream in the morning. But I did wonder if you would take this time to nap. Let's see. Okay, I think that's good enough. I was talking about the book. Yes, in this paper, I threw everything here. The only thing I didn't yet, but I will soon, is the acrylic markers watered out with water brushes. But look, I did a wet wash, and can you see these weird dots? This is the kind of thing I would expect on fairy tales and folklore. I had an issue with this, but fairy tale and folklore, I think it was an issue with the sizing. I have like 20 whips. I did write them down a couple days ago. Auntie said I was. Oh, you were. I've been sleeping off and on, still feeling a little yucky. Oh, again? Oh, that didn't wear off from last time. Gosh, I hope you feel better soon. So this was a really wet wash with watercolors. These were watercolor pencils, these little leaves, and these were disguised Chinese watercolors. And this is an odd thing. This is gouache, I think. And it peeled the paper, and I was like, "This is watercolor paper. It should not peel." I do it much worse on my regular Macaboot versions, like Johanna Basford books, and they take it very well. They take it better than this. I mean, I just did Mythical Beasts. Oh yes, I like the page. I like the color. I just this is the reference image provided. I really like the fact that this is a perfect binding, so it will lay completely flat. I love that. But it is glue bound only and is easy to see. Is kind of those terrible, as in tearable, not terrible. That you can tear off. Those little terrible notebooks thingy. You can see that these are meant to be taken out of here. But the paper is disappointing to be watercolor paper because it says right here it is compatible with watercolor in alcohol markers, in regular crayons, in watercolor crayons, or technically watercolor pencils. And it is compatible, but it's really not as good as I expected to be watercolor paper. I did not expect peeling. Let me see if I can show you. And I got quite a bit of peeling here. This is peeled, 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 peeled. And you know, I am rough on my papers, yes, granted, but I just did, and I just showed this to Jess's architects. No, not yet. I did not. I didn't yet, but who did it? Pauline. Pauline tested this book as well, and she said before I even bought it, I mean, actually, I bought it because it was in my haul video. She commented that, and she said that she did not like this paper very much for watercolors because it peeled. And I don't think she did the same page. And also, I don't know how many pages she did. But I just did this one. I did not treat this page. And mythographic paper is known for not being great on for watercolors. And it did okay. This is gouache. This is fluorescent watercolor. These are acrylic markers. There's little details here. And this is also acrylic, metallic acrylic marker. Why is my camera not understanding what's happening? It's me, camera. Focus, please. And this looked okay. I mean, I had a bit of a bleed through here, but this is, I knew I would have probably, because I not only did a wet and wet, I added more paint after I did wet wet, and it was still very moist. So I knew it would, but everything else took everything like a charm, you know? Yes, a bit curly, but nothing bad. And yeah, that's the point. This is watercolor paper. It should not have to be prepped. And what I did notice works well is watercolor pencils, watercolor crayons and pencils. They all worked okay. Um, but I did notice a bit hard to manage the Chinese paints. And the wet wash did this weird dotting. And then with the gouache itself, it peeled, which is odd because gouache is the one thing that usually does not peel. If you can hear someone whining, that's my dog. That's Snow. Bear usually takes him for a walk at this time, but he's waiting because he takes his own dog and Snow, my dog, and his mom's dog, and she usually tags along, and she's waiting on her confirming she will walk with them today, so he didn't go yet. That's why he's crying. Yes, I know, honey. Yes, Snow came here now. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a good boy. Yes. Yes, lovely. So I will try today the acrylics, the gel pens, the acrylics using a wash brush. And I will try, what else didn't I try? I think I did not use new colors, new color twos here. And I will try metallics to see what happens. I'm throwing everything here, just as a test page. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's cool enough that I can start. I want to use, what do I want to use? I want to use this one. I will use the thicker version of my gel pens. Yes, I guess it's a good idea, Chris, email the publisher. It's not bad paper. I mean, look, it did curl, and the part that I did the wet wash, you can see the curling, right? But there is no bleed through, nothing like that. It is really, really thick paper. But the sizing, it was a bit meh, if you ask me. So I will, let me clean this brush. I might have to refill it. Hold up. I'm gonna refill this first. Yes, I agree. They turned out okay. As you can see, the regular watercolor turned out okay. Just, it gets these really weird dots. This is regular watercolor, professional grade. Mandy, no, because you asked if it's hot in Brazil. We're in the middle of summer now. We're in the middle of winter now. So actually, it was like single digits in Celsius, around 30 Fahrenheit or 40 Fahrenheit, not so good in converting Fahrenheit in my head. But we were like 9 degrees Celsius at night, and during the day is like 14, 13 Celsius. I've noticed it has proper watercolor sizing because you can reactivate and blend, and when it doesn't, it usually stains the paper a bit. But I did notice is not the best quality watercolor paper because of this. If you're using, like, for example, of course that this is common in cellulose paper. If you do this in cotton paper, this is usually doesn't happen. And also, Mandy, I live in south of Brazil, which is the coolest part. We usually get winds from Antarctica, and I'm in the Atlantic side. The Atlantic Ocean is very cold. I don't live at the beach, but I live. Uh, I don't live at the coast, but I live. My city is the first after the hills and the mountains after the coast. So it's close enough. It's a 1 hour, 1 hour and 15-minute drive to the coast. Maybe there's something reacting to the yes. Just checking. I'm live. I'm in live chat, which I'm not sure. Yes, I am. I want to do these flowers. I will do this one first. And what I like to do, these are language gel pens. And I know a lot of people don't like them. And I used to have an issue with these fat ones, the 1.0 millimeter ones. But I realized that the more I used them, the easier these little ball bearing or something on the tip moved. So I started to use them more and basically kind of made it a bit loose enough that I don't have to press hard to use it. And as you can see, it reactivates beautifully. I think the ideal will be this. It's just super wet washes are not that good. They work, but you may have these little dots, and if you don't want that effect, it might be a bit of an issue. But honestly, to me, it's not. I would totally do this again, just fine. What I wouldn't use is the Chinese watercolors and the gouache. Oops, my hair is falling. Well, I expected it to be. And I really liked using these pens. I finished a page I posted on my Instagram on fairy tales and folklore, and that was a bit another one, a page I had a lot of issues with. I started that page on Emmy Ward Art live stream, and I sent her as art text so she would see it because she's been coloring, I think, for much longer than me. I've been coloring since 2015, but I didn't do mixed media. I only had two coloring books. No, three coloring books for the first year, and then like 5 coloring books for the second or third year. So I don't consider myself super experienced. Wait, where is what? Oh, I live in this. Me? I live in the south, and that's very cold. Is that what you asking? I'm just checking if I'm on camera, which I'm not. Kind of. Why is it so crooked? I just fixed this. That's weird. Let me get some stuff out. Let me get my. This is really cluttered. When is the end of the month and I'm finishing like 4 whips? It gets so cluttered, my desk, full of stuff that I have zero space. Yeah, I think this is better. I really like um really like these 1.0 pens for doing this, like kind of like watercoloring with them. And what is the Jackie? She did this on Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, and I loved the effect she got. I had never thought about it in my life before. Yes, exactly, Chris. I'm doing exactly that. But right now, I think I kind of got it mostly. I know what it is actually. It's I need to tilt just a bit like this. Yes, now it's better. I don't know if I stopped talking about the weather or if I finished what I was saying, but in case I didn't, the southern part of Brazil gets really cold in the winter. Um, to the countryside and one state below me, it even snows and with some regularity, in fact. But it's just west in the country, like because is closer to I completely forgot to the Chilean and the Andes, to Chilean and Argentinian mountains, the Andes. I am thinking, do I want to use another color? No, let me get. I want warm yellow. No, that's too warm. No, that's good enough. But I really like my point 0.6 for um using as highlights. I love them for that. And I know a lot of people don't like the thin ones, but I love them. Oh, Audrey said that she had it paused and that's why she wasn't seeing. All right, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, dear. I'm gonna put all of the stems first. I could do them here as well. Because since this is watercolor paper, okay, this is too big of a brush for this. I will replace it. Although I think kind of it's pretty much the end now. Oops, I kind of made a bit mistake here. Let me try to lift that. Yeah, even the acrylics, gel acrylic thingy, I can lift rather easily. And what I like about the point 5 is that they have point 6 actually, these ones, that they have more colors. Although I did see the new set has 100 and something colors, the new 1.0 set. And I clearly don't have those. I have 90 something of the 1.0, so I imagine I was going to. No, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I was going to say that, and I might be covering things here with my hand, I'm sorry. But I was going to say that this, on the reference image, it's all pink, even the center of the flowers, but honestly, I don't care for them. I think I prefer to keep the stems, the center of the flower yellow. But this is lovely. The image is lovely. It works well if you use a dry wash like this. You see, it works well. No peeling, nothing. It was just a gouache. And it seems to be working well enough with the acrylics as well. So I don't think that will be an issue, although these harsh lines are really driving me nuts. This is risky what I'm doing, messing up with it near other parts that are not dry. The, the bakery truck is driving by, if you can hear it. My dog might start howling, although I'm not sure. He sometimes he's asleep and he doesn't listen, so maybe he won't. And I will try regular watercolors, regular pencils here as well, just to be sure. You know, that you can go, ah, I knew this could happen. Done it. Okay, let's lift this. Oh no. Yep, messing it up. The liftability is good. Oh, see this? Let me see if I can bring you closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see this spot? This is peeling right here. Yep. So you can lift, but not too much apparently. Nope, another peel. Yeah, it's really not the best watercolor paper. I hoped it would be like Camilla de Irico, the paint and ink one, because she has it, you know, she figured it out. Her paper is really good. Hi, View. Hello, Boo. Thank you so much. How are you today? Let me see. I don't know. I think I need something more purpley. I want something more purpley. I have uh, purple number 3. We're going around for lunch. Oh, I took a very late breakfast. It was like 11 a.m. and I made myself a ham and cheese sandwich or half of one, and that's it for me. I'm going to need my smaller one. Yeah, this one. Which does it have any water? No, it has water. So why is it not wet? I'm worried this one might croak on me because I use it so much. When it does, I will experiment with the Kuretake wet brushes because I've heard they're pretty good. Although this one is by far the best one I tried so far. I see activity in the chat. Did Char do an unboxing or a Happy Mail unboxing? Because I did not see that. YouTube is messing me up lately. It's definitely not playing nice. Oh gosh, I sit on top of my foot. I was sitting. No, I'm not anymore. And now my foot went to sleep. Oh goodness, can't feel it. This is nice. I like it. Yeah, it's for one pass, it's okay. But if you want to play like Jackie style, go wild with the water, no, definitely a no. Multiple layers and passes and reblending and stuff is not good for reworking, but it is decent. No, I think calling it decent is a bit too much. Or maybe I'm just spoiled with watercolor paper. I just don't think this is very good watercolor paper. Oh, Chris, if that was something people wouldn't mind about, then they should not accept it. But I understand what you mean. I get it. But for example, all the stuff I'm going to send you has been pre-loved. Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. Kanokagusa? Do you know if you can use watercolor paper? You mean watercolors in them? Yes, you can. Tales from the Witch's Cottage. All of the Tales series, they are good. They are really good with watercolor. Really good. Let me think. Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. I don't know because it depends on the edition. If it's the English or the Japanese edition. If it's Kanokagusa, I mean, because the English edition doesn't love water, but you can do it. You can do fine. But I did use sizing fluid, which is not watercolor ground, is watercolor sizing, is the same thing that is used on real watercolor paper. And I used that, and I was able to get a decent result. I got to the art stores just to get them, so don't worry about that. In fact, while this dries, hold up. Sorry, no, you're here, my love. Do have one. Now show you what I mean. I have workable fixative, but I never tried to work on top of it. I mostly use it just as a fixative, a regular fixative. I made two experiments. This one, these are new colors and they work well. The same here. They also work well. I did write on the shadows and stuff. What else? Yeah, I think these are all their colors, and so is here. But yeah, and here I've got real watercolor. This whole part here is real watercolor, and so are the base for these towels thingies. And I got a bleed through. It was a bit too wet. As you can see, only one towel bled through. The other ones, I was a bit more conservative with the water. So you can do it gently. This one was also um if you use watercolor pencils and stuff like that, I think it will be okay. I just tend my tendency is to be a bit heavy on my regular watercolor use, but I did this is 90% watercolor. Looks like a painting booth. Thank you, Mimi. I can't wait to see Colin Page right now that she has so many books. She has just one book. Are you serious? Char only had one book. I can't believe this. I might send a happy mail soon. Not anytime soon, unfortunately, because I have like 3 people on my list of happy mail already. But soon. I mean, this year still. Yeah, that was the whole idea, Mimi. I used watercolor sizing and I did really wet washes to get the color down for the shadows and everything else. And then I only went in to with pencils to add these striations. for the wood. Mimi, I love sending happy mail. Don't get me wrong, I love receiving happy mail too, but I think I love sending happy mail even more, just for the reaction that you get and just to make people happy. I don't know, that was just I don't know, I think that's kind of my love language, I think. Giving presents, gifting people. And as you can see here, there is zero bleed through. The only thing I have here is the cat. When I did not put a protective page afterwards while I was using the colored pencils. And because of that, the line from the cat in the chair. Oh goodness. Please focus. Yes. Let's see if I can show you. This is the fur, these cat fur here. It transfer a bit, but this is not bleed through, is nothing like that. So, and the paper managed beautifully. I did not iron this page. I don't have a iron paper stuff. So absolutely nothing. The bleed through is the right place to be disguised as shadows of foliage. Is it? I do not notice. Yeah, here, yes, I would have to do a bit of work here on the sheep and probably here, but if I turn these to probably, I'm thinking maybe stone, dark stone colored, then yeah, I can disguise that. But unfortunately, it got a bit of the sheep, so this would be hard to fix. But it's fine, it doesn't bother me. Nothing that acrylics won't fix, I can just dab acrylics here and it'll be fine. But yes, I really do like this. And then I use these gel pens. Or actually I use the thick one. For these highlights here. And these are not gel pen highlights. This is just this pencil here. This is the Holbein Soft White. The best white pencil I ever had. Mimi Cha is usually in our chats. If she's not in mine, she will probably be on Annika's or maybe on Jess's. But she has her own channel as well, so you can get in touch with her there. Like, leave a comment. By the way, this pencil, the Holbein Soft White, I do not use a knife to sharpen it. I use just a makeup sharpener because it's soft like an eyeliner. So I just, and it's dirty for some reason. But I really like this one. And in fact, I had bought one specifically. Well, not that I bought one specifically for it. I have extras of that, and I had one, and I had separate to send it to Annika. And by the time I sent her, I completely forgot to stick it in the box. I only realized she hadn't gotten when she made her video opening. Oh yes, you can find her on Discord as well. Oh, hi Jess. Hello. I think it's Jar of Hearts. That's her channel. Is it? I think Jar of Hearts. There might be a number involved, but I think if you put Jar of Hearts, you might find her. Probably. I thought you would be on your own stream, Jess. What are you doing? Are you having dinner? Took a dinner break? in what I did, what I am. No. Do I want this? No, I don't want this. Great, I just discovered that this kind of like eggplanty color I don't have in my acrylic markers. Now what do I do? Maybe this one. Yeah, hopefully this one. If not, I'm going to mix it up. What shot needs? Oh, it's tea time. Okay, that makes sense. What Shaw needs more than anything, in my opinion, is something to hold her camera so she doesn't have to hold the camera while she's coloring. That's Chris saying. Oh, really? I could butterflies, but I think this one is better. It's just I'm doing a very light layer. I don't want to go dark yet because I will try to go on pencils on top just to check. But here it is what I'm doing. Yeah, does that work? I think so. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's a pretty close match. Char of 37, yes. Thank you, Chris. I never know the numbers in the end of people's handles. I'm terrible with numbers. Yeah, this worked really well. I like it. See, they mix beautifully. Oh, great. Had to be a cat hair. Come on, cat hair. And I know he's a cat hair because it's very short and thin and ginger. Granted, my hair is ginger too, but it's a different kind of ginger. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, Amy. You know what we could do? I don't know who lives closer because I know Char lives in Arkansas. So maybe we could, I don't know, but maybe we could do like a collective happy mail for her, you know? Send books, maybe coloring supplies, or I don't know. We need to investigate a little bit, you know? Coloring books. I know she has very little coloring books, although Auntie Chris kind of stocked her up there. And now that Chris brought that to my attention, that she needs an arm for her to film, a boom arm would work. Did you see in a RHAP chat recently? Did I miss someone coming in? Are you a Big Brother fan? DN. Who's DN? Wait, did someone came in and I do not know? I did not say hi appropriately. If there is someone I'm not seeing. Hello. Hi, Kate. Welcome. Welcome to the Fox Den, everyone. Because to be completely honest, I don't typically send things if someone is like, oh, I need this, I need that, yada yada. And I know maybe it's just petty of me. I guess I don't like being told what to do. But If I know someone could use something, or they want something, or they like something, and they're not like fishing for it online or something, I absolutely love to help. If possible, of course, and if the person allows. But I do know that Char likes to receive happy mail. I mean, some people might not, which is fine. But I do think she is one that likes to receive happy mail. I did not know she had posted a video. I need to go watch it. YouTube's doing me dirty because they're not notifying me of Char's. Oh, Deanne is butterflies 015. In Brazil, we would say chill guria instead of chica. That's how we would say it in Portuguese. Do I have another cat hair? Please don't. Yeah, I guess not. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Surprising how far I can take this. I was going to say pigment, but it's ink, right? How far I can actually take this ink. Really surprising. I'm not even using propylene glycol, which usually sometimes I put some propylene glycol with my water, but not this time. I did not do that this time. Oh my goodness, can I do it? Oh, I don't have the steadiest of hands. Oh, I did not know. Hello, butterflies, again. I did not know your name was the end. I mean, the end sounds like a last name, and I did not know that. That's why when I say hi, I always call you butterflies because I do not know your name. Yeah, I'm definitely not rich. That's why I send one happy mail a month. So when I want to give happy mail to people, I put them on my list. Unless like it's like super cheap. Like the other day, I sent something ultra affordable to Chris. You know that those small things I can send, but I definitely cannot afford to send something with the magnitude that I did for Annika, for instance, to everyone. And I'm not complaining. I still consider myself extremely privileged. Yeah, that would be really good, Audrey, if we could ask Chair for her Amazon wish list. And yes, being in Brazil in that part sucks because I have to account for a humongous amount of shipping, but I do like to send stuff to people in the UK and Ireland and in the US because I can easily buy through those Amazon something and send them directly. That's actually pretty easy to do. But when I want to share my stash, like what I did with Annika, it was my stuff that I sent her, or stuff that I had, oh, I could only find here. Then it was really like upsetting to me that I could not send her. Is this the right one? Yes, that's the right one. More stuff or more often. But if there is an Amazon I can't purchase from, because I cannot purchase from Amazon Japan for some reason, and I cannot purchase from what, there was two other Amazons I tried. Amazon Italy and Amazon Japan, I think. If you go to the Discord link that is in the description of the stream, she is in there. You will find her in some of my chats, usually in colored pages, I think. She usually posts a lot there. This one looks a bit odd. No, that's not the one, Lucy. This is the one. The okay. My problem is the outrageous shipping price. Yes, exactly. But what I've found easier to do is, for instance, for Chris, for example, I have Prime, Amazon Prime, USA, and Amazon.com, and I can ship stuff to her without any shipping from Amazon. You know, but from my own stash and my stuff, it's just silly. There is Audrey, Chris, and Nessa are the next ones on my Happy Mail list. But Nessa and Chris will take a little while just because of the shipping, the Brazilian shipping. The post office nearby me is doing renovations, so they won't be working for a while. So sending from me to people is an issue, but because I have like those Hannah Carlsenbergs that I want to send to people because I know they don't exist anymore and I have doubles, but oh well. Again, I'm not complaining. I consider myself extremely privileged to be able to help and to ship stuff to people. And it's funny because when I tried, I have The Forest Girl by Apol, and I know Audrey doesn't have that one, and I wanted to send it to her. And shipping to her in Colombia is actually more expensive than shipping all the stuff I shipped to Annika. Shipping one book to Colombia was more expensive than shipping the entire box. And I was like, no way. Why? Lord, why? This makes no sense to me. Colombia is my neighbor. It should be much easier to do that. I'm like, it makes no sense to me. Yeah, definitely layering is a problem because this is peeling like nobody's business. Yep, more peeling and more peeling. And you know, it's dry, it's been days. So it should not be peeling. And I know why, because um, Audrey told me that it's because post service has been privatized, outsourced in Colombia, so they don't have a public mail service. What did you find out, Kim? Spill the tea. I want to know because that is absolutely true. I will send care packages to people to my friends in the United States, my old roommates, all that kind of stuff, and I did not pay this outrageous amount like I'm seeing nowadays. It's really awful. What do I want? Do I want this one? Yeah, I guess I want this one. I'm not aiming for perfection here. I'm just basically testing in the very loose watercolor style that she did. So I'm using that as a reference because I could throw a lot more at this if I wanted to give more depth and stuff. Let's see. Yes, of course, costs of everything increase. So I imagine that has a role in it. Kim said, so aside from things just being more expensive, yes, and now compared to our wages, which is indeed a factor, of course. Hello, Char. We were just talking about you, darling. Because of so much global international commerce, carrier raise their base prices annually now, and because we don't get the bulk shipping prices that they do, oh, we got the short end of the stick, as usual. What the heck is new, huh? This is just silly. I mean, do these business actually understand that eventually they will hike up so much that we can't ship anything anymore and people will stop shipping stuff? And I know probably to them it doesn't make a slight difference. I imagine they really do this because um of companies, not because of civilians and individual shippers. What, love? I don't know why. Oh, I think she's going to arrive late tonight. But how much room do we have left on the back? When she parks it always like that. Um, let me see. They don't care if we ship things to each other. Yes, I imagine it's just about the business, isn't it? You going back to stream, Jess? Have a nice stream. Yes, exactly what I thought. They don't care because companies will still ship and prices for companies are lower than individuals. Yes. This makes me mad. I understand the logic, but it still makes me mad. And if people don't know yet, I blame it all on capitalism. I really do, like, legitimately, I blame it all on capitalism. Not that I think socialism is good, I don't. I just don't think capitalism, the way it's done, neoliberal capitalism, is good either. Because this is what happens. Individuals stop mattering. It makes me mad. I don't think communism or socialism are good either. I'm not defending one over the other. I just don't like the way things are now. When the individuals as a society has less power than corporations. I really hate this. What is it the saying that the new kids say? I hate it here. Thinking about the cost of dealing with the moving and handling of your individual packages and thousands of products, millions of products. It's economics of scale. Yes, we pay more because we're not shipping at scale. Oh, you sent you art tax. All right. Let me see. Let me get into the right Discord. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Are you doing this with pastels? With the oil pastels? Look, this is so beautiful. Lovely. You know, you influence me. You've become an enabler for me, Audrey, because I had a set of fluorescent oil pastels by Artecho, and I had them for quite a while. But my grandma loved it, and she paints oil, so she wanted to play with them because she felt they were similar enough to oil paints that she could have fun with them. And I gave it her. I agree, Kim. I think that politics is part of life. I think that it can be unpopular, that idea, but I do not think that's an opinion. I think that's a fact of life. But I think people are so overwhelmed with the state of how things are that their brain cannot process that. That's what I think happens and when people don't deal well when we say that. They aren't more accessible. Think about the things we can get now that we could never get 30 years ago. Yes, but they are more accessible in the sense, not in terms of the shipping, in terms of bulk. But it is important, I think, to people realize that politics is part of existing in a society. Millie said, "Oh my God, I don't think I said hi to you, Millie. I'm sorry. Hello, Millie." And I agree with you. Millie says, "Hex, I remember being 19 and scrounging for anime fandoms because the pipeline just wasn't there yet." I agree. However, I don't like that companies like Crunchyroll are buying the rights to many anime and putting on the platforms and then discontinuing them and removing them from the platform once they have the rights. This had happened. Oh, Millie said she's lurking. Okay, if you need to lurk away, darling, that's fine. I just like to say hello to people. So the issue with large companies making those things available is that it also decide who gets to access and who doesn't. They can region restrict things, and that is where I disagree, you know? And I think that if you bought the rights for it, you have the obligation to keep it available because you bought the rights to it and no one else could have it in a way, you know? And before, people would have it. So I don't think they should have the right to restrict access. I know it's unreasonable, as in it will never happen in real life, but I don't think it's correct for them to have the right to completely restrict something and bite the right to something and restrict it and just delete it from the catalog. Netflix is one to blame for that as well. And what they do to the people. Yes, exactly. Yes, I agree, Millie. I agree.
Sony with PlayStation going full digital,
Yes.
and their server went down yesterday, so people could not download games even if you bought it.
Oh shoot. I don't know if you heard what Bear said, but Bear gave us an input here about games. That Sony discontinued the physical media for games.
It's going to. It's not settled yet.
Oh, it's not done yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but it's ongoing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they discontinued the physical games, or are discontinuing physical games, and now you can only access through their library. And the servers went down. Is that it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, their servers went down, and then people can't play the games they had
Or download the games.
or download any games. Oh.
And if you bought it, the game, you cannot actually get the game.
Oh, so even if you buy a game, you can't get it. Yes. This is a thing with clouds, and I think we were talking about this on Audrey's live stream as well. We got so used to the cloud that if their servers went down, they lose stuff. We lose that too. It's gone. Well, Chris, Adam Smith on capitalism, the book, um, he actually mentioned a lot of things that don't occur in capitalism in real life, and they should occur, and they would be positive if they did occur, if they were implemented. For example, I know that a lot of um, super neoliberal people in America tend to say that France is communist and Sweden and Switzerland are communists. I know that most people here are educated and aware enough to know that this is not true, but if they read Adam Smith, the man who created capitalism or the concept of it, he actually specified that welfare was needed because people that are not well into the system, they will not consume. Um, Kim said, look at what happened to universities this past spring when their learning management systems got hacked. Yes, exactly. There was a place somewhere, it was a hospital that also got like ransomware from their charts because it was all on the cloud and someone hacked into it and blocked it and wanted money from people. Hello, Zoe. Hello, welcome. But we can argue the same as for socialism or communism that it was never truly implemented the way it was supposed to. If you read all of it about it, you will see that none of it was the way it was supposed to. With capitalism, with communism, socialism, all kinds of systems were never implemented the way they were supposed to or envisioned. Yeah, I understood that, Chris. I understood that you were not referring to him, to Adam Smith himself, but he actually kind of like foresaw that in a way. Hello, Janet. Oh, hello, darling. So glad you're here. I thought we'll be with the grandkids all day today. Hope all the grandkids are playing and having loads of fun. He's got a green shoe, but I will change this because I do not like the idea of a green shoe. I will use what do I want to use? black, maybe? But if I do black, I think I'll go with black, but I will have to use white for that because. Or you know what? No, I can use new colors. Haha. And then we can test new colors already. Oops, this is not what I wanted to do. I mean, yes, it is. I just missed it. And in a way, when I was talking about ransomware, it's kind of ransomware, right? You buy a media that you do never own, like for what Sony is doing. Oh, they're just in bed. Oh yes, 8:20 p.m. I keep forgetting about our time difference, love. They have all three been good, just active 3 and 4, yes. And you know, that's the good part about being 3 and 4, being almost never having almost never ending energy. And usually they also sleep well at this age, so that's another plus. And I do agree that our life is political, but I do think that the way things can become complex, and sometimes not just complex, a bit out of our control. Have a nice shower, Kim. I read your message. I do believe that that also makes people freeze and not, people cannot handle it and they need to step away from it and not get involved and not discuss those things in depth. Because I think that can be difficult for people. And there's something to be said about there is no perfect system, and all systems are doomed to fail at some point because nothing can be perpetuated for that long without having fail. I mean, crisis, like the economic crashes and stuff. Uh, we're all exhausted. Bye, Kim. Jeanette said, let's hope not too many wet beds. Yes, that is true. I have forgotten about this tidbit. When they're not completely out of their diapers. I mean, they are out of the diapers, but they're still not completely in control. Audrey said, need to go for a bit. Maintenance guys, here to fix my shower. All right, Audrey. Audrey said, no, Auntie Chris said, Audrey sounds like the beginning of an adult movie. I hope Audrey's here to see this. Oh, goodness. Mimi said, I love the hope painting effect. Oh, thank you, dear. Jeanette said, I will send a couple of photos on Discord, and then after stream, I can delete them. Okay, send away. Hope he's a good looking fixer. Yeah, I hope that too. Andre said, what the heck are you watching? Go get it, girl. Let me see. Oh, no, this is not the one. I have seen this one before. Oh, this is Atlanta's one. You sent on Discord? Because I do not see it. Charles sent those a while back, and then the bulb that Amy had showed us. Let me see what else. What, love? Did she text you? Not yet. Oh, okay. I just said he could be my kid, but the thing is, if he is over a certain age, of course, the legal age, he's not your kid. Think about that, Audrey. Jeanette, I did not receive that. Did you send on the Fox Then Goes Live channel? Because the last thing I received was art text by Audrey. Oh, you will send. You didn't send it yet. Duh. Never mind me. I'm a bit out of whack today. I woke up way too early for Saturday. 9 a.m. is way too early for Saturday. Charles said I did not know you were live to me a message. Oh, I'm always live at 3 p.m. my time, Atlantic time. Okay, let's go for these little guys. Which one do I want? I think I want this one. Just gentle touch, and then you get no railroads. And then I scramble it all because I want to use that. Oh, maybe it's on the big Discord. Yes, maybe it is. But the problem is I don't have admin privileges on that. Oh no, it's not on the big Discord. It's here. Oh, look. They're doing crafty things. Let me activate this before it dries. There's a lot of crafty things. Stickers. I see beads. Washi tape. Are those cards? They're making cards. Ooh, food. Sandwiches. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Cutie, cutie, cutie. Oh, mummy birthday cards. Okay. Yes, it's been 88 minutes, Char, that I've been on. Oh my god, it's so cute. The whole family. Oh, look at this. It's squishy cheeks. Oh, goodness. You know, the hardest part for me in my job sometimes. Oh, look. Is I work with, elderly athletes, kids, all of them. The most of the kids I work with, they are special needs. And when they come very little to me, when they just started walking, because I work, with feet basically, I'm a physical therapist of feet. And they are so cute that I just want to squish them, but they most of the time are very intolerant to touch, so it's hard for me to resist the urges of squishing those cheeks. Ah, cute, cheeky babies. This is my middle son on the left. I was about to ask if he's your son or your in-law. But yes, he looks like your son because he has the same nose. Is that the hubby? Hi, Atlanta. Hello, welcome. Hi, CK. Welcome. Oh, look at this. All of these squishy, squishy cheeks. Oh, goodness. I cannot resist. This is the literal definition of cuteness overload. Look at this. It's a little kid in a little dress with a hat, a baseball cap. So cute. I am really glad that I don't have kids because I would not leave my gosh darn kids alone, poor them. I feel sorry for my non existent kids. They would be in real trouble. Let's see. Do I have the blender? Yes, blender. These are Zig Clean Color Real Brushes. I really like them and I will try to see. This is a blender, also by Zig. And these are water based. Ooh, it works. Okay, okay. I'm glad. No, I need I want an orangey. More orangey. Now I know the colors I'm missing. I'm definitely missing. No, I think I'm going to use ochre like color. What is this? Sand. Light brown. Okay. For the bottom part. I'm back. That was quick. That was a quickie. Adri, we know that Jeanette, she mentioned that the guy was coming in to fix a shower, and Chris said she found that sounded like the beginning of an adult movie. And then we started, go Audrey, woohoo! And Audrey was like, but he's too young. And then I said, well, as long as it's an adult, who the heck cares? Age is just a number. You don't have to marry the guy. You can just have loads of fun. Let's see how long I can leave these so I can reactivate them. Um, can I blend with this? Oh, I think I can. I can actually blend with this. This is actually not bad. So he'll be back. You naughty, naughty girl. And that's the moment Audrey said, get your mind out of the gutter, girl. Yes, okay, it worked. So we know that Zig markers work. I will continue to test because I will do the fur again with that and see what happens. These girls are naughty. Naughty, naughty girls. What is this one? Right, yellow. Okay, I think I want this one. Okay, a bit too bright. I thought it would be a bit less, but okay. We can blend it. All right. Maybe this book will be great for these markers, any kind of real brush markers. Tell him you need a two-person shower. Water coming from two sides. Oh my goodness. Cha. I see everyone here are naughty girls. Which I'm not complaining because, you know, That's one of the best parts of life. Might as well. Is this that one? No, I think I need this one. That. Or maybe I'm gonna get to Blender now. On a different note, what is the book? This is called A Small World by Ellen Lescourt. I would risk saying it's pronounced Lecourt. Atlanta said, I was going to say, I think the demands of a 1-year-old. 40 are about all I have the stamina for right now. Men can be so demanding. Oh, they can, but I cannot complain. Because mine gives me pretty much everything I want except money, so that's good. Have fun, love. For example, Bear is going to walk the dog now. Jeanette said men can also be a total lie. They can, indeed. Not often, admittedly, but sometimes they can. Yes. You know, there's something to be said about a neurodivergent men. I have to be a bit happy on that. Audrey, my life not every so appealing nothing but well actually I would beg to differ, Audrey, because please remember that pleasure, especially in women, is not man dependent, my love. We don't need them. We can have them. And life can be better with them sometimes. But life can be just as good and pleasant without them. All we need is the right toy. And I am very glad I live in a century where they're widely available. Toys, I mean. And you know, back when I worked in the maternity ward and in the women health department, that was something I really, really drove home for women. I kept telling them, don't think for a second you need a man for that, and there are options for pleasure without involving a dude or a girl for that matter, regardless of what team you're on that side. But it doesn't matter, you know. You can be solo and be perfectly sated. That was something that we really had to bring up to women, especially here in Brazil. We live in a very misogynistic society, very patriarchal society, and especially with the rise of extreme Christians, ultra conservative Christians and stuff, that sometimes is very not spoken enough. And that was something I always made a point to tell my patients. They should not be afraid of their own pleasure, and they deserve their pleasure. It's definitely let me see. Yeah, I need a proud and healthy nerd of age men that could catch my interest in. Or you could have him chase you for a year or two, or going out in a group, but always inviting him and wanting for him I'm waiting for him to decide he wants to put in more effort. If not, he's a good friend. Yes. With me and Bear, it was we were always very direct about our intentions. I think the more direct, the better. You know, Atlantis said, I want a man, I don't have to mess around, and then I'll be interested. Also, he has to be responsible for himself and his own mental health. Yes, I agree with you, Atlanta. I do. Um, when I met Bear, I told him of my health issues, my chronic arthritis, also anxiety and chronic fatigue syndrome, all kinds of stuff. And Bear told me I have major depression. It was severe enough that already involved me trying to take my own life. I am better now. I am medicated. And I told him in that first day that he put his cards on the table and I put mine, and I told him, I do not date someone with mental health issues that is not properly treated and medicated. So the day you stop treating yourself, going to the doctor and keeping track of things, is the day I walk. Because I keep on top of my health and I expect it did the same from you. And he said, yes, okay. Oh, I lost something. Um, I do have my little friend when it doesn't bother me to cook or wash his clothes. Exactly, Audrey. I love to live in a time where we can make that choice. So as much as I love Bear, I am all advocating always for women having the right to be single if they want to, because that is also a valid choice. Char, I'm old enough not to need all that, and he's older than me. He's a gentleman, will cook for me, but he's a good buddy. Oh, that's good, Char. Very good. Bet always cooks for me. I'm thankful. He makes the best cake. I love uh it's not corn cake. I don't know how it would be said in English, but it's a corn-based flour we call fubá here in Portuguese. And he makes a creamy fubá cake. Oh my goodness. I could marry the man just for that cake. Yana said, I just need an obscenely rich eunuch that gives me his Black American Express card and lives in the condo across the street. Jana, I could not agree more. Sorry, your name is Yana, not Jana. Jana is from Texas. Yana. Yes, I don't want him. Atlanta said, I don't want. Hold on, let me scroll down. Oh no, I lost something. Oh, yeah. Yes, I don't want him to use me for emotional processing. They'll be interested also. If he can carry his own weight mentally and emotionally, I'm interested. I agree with you. Oh, we got a kitty here. Hello, hello. Yes, yes. Okay, you can climb on it just because I know it's already dry. Oh, let's not put your arse on the camera, please. Come on. Okay, that's enough, love. That's enough. Come on, go. Yes, you. I will remove stuff so you can lay here nearby. You can do it. That's fine, but not on the camera, okay? Because I need to read the chat. Uh, where was I? Oh, I was reading Atlanta's message. Yes, if he can carry his own weight mentally, emotionally, I'm interested. Yes, I agree. But also, I do feel that in a marriage, it's important to be each other's. I don't want to say help, but when you promise to love and to hold, it's even if you're not on your best self. Ever since I met Bear, he had been in a very severe uh, depression crisis, but the most important part is he never shut me out. And when I said, I told him I need you to let me take control of the situation now. And he said, okay, because I definitely am not in the right mind. Something is wrong with me. And he was taking his meds, but clearly they had stopped working. And he also had a very traumatic event happen in his life. And we changed doctors because I went to his doctor with him and I told him he's not okay. He needs to change his medication. And the doctor said no. And I was like, excuse me? No, 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 no. This is not going to work. And then I told him, let me be the one that drives this because I know you're not. Let me carry us because right now you're not in your right mind. And then we changed doctors, he changed medications, and it's been a long road for his recovery, and he had recovered. And also, I had my own issues. I had my own mental health crisis, moments I would have this anxiety crisis. And I was being treated, but we hadn't zoned in the right medication yet, and I was having severe what is it called in English. I'm not sure. We call tag here is a generalized anxiety disorder, and I was having severe crisis, as in I would sit down in the shower and cry for like 30 minutes and not be able to get up. And he doesn't live with me, but he would realize I would stop answering messages, and he would text my aunt that lives with me, and she would check that and realize I was in the bathroom for like half an hour. And he would come in here, walk into the shower with me, and just hold me there. Just hold me in his arms until I could cry my heart out and feel better. And until we could zone in the right medication, in the right everything, because I was doing therapy, I was doing medication, but the medication was not in the right dosage yet. So it took a while. And in the meantime, he was there, holding my hand the whole time. And that's really important. I think people sometimes forget that about relationships. It's not always going to be beautiful and great and butterflies in the stomach. But as long as they're partners, and when you can't carry the load, the other one carries, but it's not always only one person carrying the load all the time. When it's kind of a mostly even, I get you. From now on, I'll carry you until the end of the line. For this race, the next race, if you can't continue, I'll carry you to the end of the line, kind of things, like an even trade. Then that's good. That's healthy. And um, oh yes, he already treated his depression many years before, but those things can, our life events that are not in our control can affect that as well. And he knows the deal. Um, we have the rules of engagement, kind of thing. And the rules are honesty, loyalty, and help, transparency, always. Uh, the T it stands for transtorno, which is disorder. Yes, I know you already looked it up. In Portuguese, we call it transtorno. Um, Let me say, hi, Ivy. Hello. Atlanta said, Mark wouldn't treat his mental illness. Oh my God, left the screen so I can read better. May was laying right in front of the screen, so I could only read part of the chat in the top part. Mine wouldn't treat his mental illness. It was a nightmare. Not for me. Reminds me of my mom. I'm done with that kind of relationship. Yes, we have to be in a place that is healthy. We need to break cycles. We're not here to repeat mistakes from past generations, especially now that we're legally allowed to, because, up until a few years ago, and I mean like 3 decades ago, it was completely allowed for a man to kill a woman, you know, if she wanted to leave him and all that. So in many countries, this battle was won much more recently than we like to think. So if we are in a position where we can seek freedom in real partnership, then of course we should. Yana said, besides, if I marry at my age, I'll be making funeral plans right after wedding ceremony. Yana, my aunt, she's 71 or 2, I'm not sure. But she has a boyfriend, and she's been his girlfriend for, I don't know, maybe 20 years now. And they're not married, they are really just dating, and they have been for all of these years. They see each other every other weekend, they go dancing. They love dancing. There's a really big culture of dancing here in Brazil. Um, Ballroom dancing, is that what it's called in English? They dance foxtrot, waltz, bolero, salsa, all kinds of stuff. So they go out, they dance when they want, they make out. And of course, they're there for each other when one needs. He lost his brother a while ago and was really heartbreaking. And she was there with him every step of the way. All kinds of stuff. But they really are just boyfriend and girlfriend because they don't live together, they don't have plans of living together, nothing like that. And no funeral plans at 70s or 80s for that matter. Uh, um, Wait, I lost something here. Atlanta said, agree Lucy partners with illicit illness. Yes, you are wise. I know that no, but I'm a bit gun shy. A bit gun shy. Yes, understandably. Especially when we've been through hard situations in life and with difficult people. Lucy, pronounce these sounds, please. Oh, that's an issue. The A with the tilde is just like yeah, that's and the C with the little snake on the bottom, we call that cedilha. It sounds like SS, like saffron. For example, saffron in Portuguese is written with cedilha. It would be, in fact, it has both of these. Let me write it down. It's better that way. Oh no, what did I do? I clicked on something. Here. It's like this. No, no, no. Need the right keyboard. It would sound açafrão. So if the letter C doesn't have a tail, doesn't make a K sound. Many times, but sometimes not. Like scene in English as SCENE would be cena with a C. But home would be casa, also with a C, just like in Spanish. So it depends. Usually it depends on the origin of the word. Yes, I have. I have a Portuguese accent. I have a southern Portuguese accent. Um, we call that there is a specific name. I just don't know if it translates correctly. But yeah, southern accent would fit. Ivy, hello, I saw you there. Jana said, I'm Latvian, so we all have the letter squiggles too. This is My World by Ellen Lescaut. It's by Macabu. It's allegedly watercolor paper, but I don't love this paper, I admit. A lot of peeling, but I love this book. It's so cute. I'm loving it. And if you use water markers, they work. They work really well. This last piece here, I will leave it for the regular water-based brush markers. Uh, but the Portuguese southern accent is the very rolled R, like door is porta. Yes, it's somewhat more rare because in the media you will listen to the Rio, the eastern accent, which is Rio de Janeiro, and well, what's happening to your comment, Ivy? What do you mean? Oh, they retracted. You did not retract, and then it got retracted for you. Is that it? Oh, this is odd. Well, I'm seeing all the others now. If it happens again, Ivy, let me know so we can investigate. But so far, I can see you. Something weird is happening to my comments. You mentioned I love your page so far. It's adorable. Thank you so much, Ivy. It's basically a test page. I bought this book because I love the art. Found the cutest little thing. And I'm not really into cute thing, but when it's cute and it has a very distinct, line work and style, I like it. And this is just cuteness overload. I loved it. So I decided to test this page and I used all kinds of web media to see how the paper will cope, and it doesn't cope great. CK said, I think your accent, Lucy, is lovely. Oh, thank you. There are variations in the South, just like you would have in the United States. For instance, a Texan drawl is a bit different than Alabama kind of sing-songy accent and stuff like that. But it's yes, it's not very common, especially in media, in songs. You definitely don't hear it. The most common are São Paulo accent, which is southeast, and the eastern accent, which is Rio de Janeiro, which is very different. And we have northern accents, northeast and north accents. Northeast would be like Bahia, and they're very sing-songy accents, similar to the southern accents in United States. And you would get the north accents are also sing-songy, but they sound distinctly different. Almost like the difference between Mississippi kind of accents and Texas kind of accents. They are distinctive different, but they're southern somehow. I'm using that as an explanation, and it's funny because the southern Brazilian accent is more similar to northern accents when we think of the English equivalent. We would be kind of like Yorkshire, like Joe's accent. Joe's at Pigpens. And yes, they're definitely not as common. But you know who has it? The most famous person that has this southern accent like mine is Gisele Bündchen, the supermodel thingy. She is from the southern area. She's from one state, actually two states below me, kind of. Okay, let's continue coloring because otherwise I'm never going to finish this page, and I need to finish at least one more whip for this month, otherwise I'll be feeling like a failure. Uh, what do I want for this? This is green and purple. Okay, I picked a really bad thing. You know what? No, I'm going to use the brush markers for the shirt. I'm looking for color. This one. Oh, it says, you know what? I will test something crazy. It says it copes well with alcohol marker. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But I want to try it. I've been to Florida, I do not notice too heavy of an accent compared to other southern states I've been to. I've been to Texas, I've been to Alabama, I've been to Arizona, I've been to Mississippi, I've been to California. Again, baby? Really? Come on. I bet your accent is adorable. Yes, Adri has a very Hispanic accent. But if I were to say something in Portuguese, and it's funny because the southern accent in Brazil, it resembles more Spanish than regular Portuguese. Because we roll our R's, and most Brazilians don't roll their R. For example, I say door is porta, and that's in my accent. If it was something from Rio, they would say porta. Similarly to someone from the northern area, which would say porta, more sing-songy like. And if it was someone from Sao Paulo or the central area, they would say porta. So it's very different. And European Portuguese or even African based Portuguese, it's much more like Rio de Janeiro because they use the ah. They use ah, almost like the French do. And the southern Brazilian Portuguese is more like the Spanish because we would use the R more like the Spanish do. Mimi said, I lived in deep south just outside Georgia. Florida is more homogeneous, not traditionally southern, even though it's very southern US. Yes, that's what I've noticed when I've been there. I think I'm so used to hearing Spanish accent. In southern Portuguese, the R is like the Spanish arriba. Oh, so it's very, very small town. No, I'm going to use alcohol marker and the heck with it. It says on the cover that it deals well with alcohol marker, and I already got a cat hair. I heavily doubt it. I mean, if they mean no bleed through, okay, I believe that, but it's definitely not great. It's okay, but I think I prefer a bit more of a smoother paper for alcohol markers. I'm doing this on purpose to see how streaky it will get. Well, actually, not that streaky, so it's not as bad as I thought. Let's see the results. Mimi said, I was in Discord talking to Jess, Zoe, Elix, and Amy. They heard it. Ugh. I think I sound so much different when I speak Spanish than when I speak English. Yes, I believe I sound horribly different from when I'm speaking English to when I'm speaking Portuguese. I just used the rolled R in English. That's really weird. I guess it sounds more like Joe, Portuguese. Probably would say that. And Mimi, I do not think there are accents that are bad. Granted, some accents can be really hard to understand. When I went to the countryside of Canada in Alberta, way up north, I had a hard time understanding, and when I went to the Appalachians, I had a hard time understanding. And sometimes I sometimes have a little bit of a hard time understanding Amy Woodard. She's from New Zealand, but most of the time is right after she spoke something in Maori. So I think it could be because of Maori. Yes, Indian English and Japanese English, Japanglish, we call that Japanglish. We call that Japanglish actually, and also Indian is English is very hard. Ivy said, "BRB, going to grab coffee." All right. Hello, Nessa. Welcome home. Yes, being accent neutral is difficult, especially if you lived in a foreign country and you learned or got used to it. It's difficult. Nessa was in Barbados and now she's back home in Quebec, Canada. Hydrating my pipes because I'm really chatty today, more than I am that I should even considering. So she's got a line here and here. I'm using this as a sorry it appeared Elders was overthinking a bit and needed settling. Oh, that's normal. It's fine. You take care of the grandkids, darling. I want it darker now. This is not dark enough for me. Okay. Isn't it on the fridge? Maybe in the drawer? And it's funny because most Brazilian people, when they speak English, I know they're Brazilian. If they even if they're only speaking English, because most of them have the Brazilian accent. What love? I think so. I did not see her bring it up. See, that's hard thinking in another language. I usually think in English. I have switch in my hand. I want to switch to the language you speak to me. Yes, it's exactly like that for me. But actually, most of the time, I think in English because when I was a kid, my family was very controlling. Asian families they tend to do that and be that that way. And I had a diary, and I learned to speak English very young, and I because of that I also started to record my thoughts, write them down in English. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I didn't see her leave. A friend of my aunt's makes a Brazilian version of cream cheese, and she brought like a whole kilo bucket of it for my boyfriend, actually for my boyfriend's father, and he's looking for it, but I don't know if my aunt actually dropped it here before traveling. Moist. Yana said, Nessa, if I had gone with you, could have just left me there. I love Barbados. Oh, that's nice. We were talking about it, the accent thing. You know what reminds me? You asked about the Segilia, Chris. Um, where is it? Oh, here. And it reminded me of the sea. Dog in Portuguese, it can have two words. It could be cachorro, or it could be cão. And that A from cão, the O sound, it's exactly the tilde A sound that you were asking me about. Moist, take that. I really like Connie, coloring chemist accent. I really like her accent. I know a lot of people has an issue with the word moist. I don't. It's fine. It's like, but it's not the word. It's just the meaning of it. It was difficult not being able to understand anything at the beginning. So I lost my Brazilian English accent really fast because I learned really early on life. And studies show that if you learn before the age of 13, you typically will not retain an accent. If you learn anytime after 13 years old, for some reason, science are not completely sure yet, even though there are many theories. For some reason, you retain much of your accent, your birth accent, if you learn a second language or a third, by the way, after 13 years old. So I lost my Brazilian English accent, but it is a recognizable accent, just like Indian English. Yes, Barbados is like right in the middle, right? If you think of it, is basically the equator line or the equator zone. But oh, okay. So I imagine that's why they spoke in all of these languages. Not to mention, it's a huge touristic spot, right? Chris said, I once worked with someone whose last name was Magalhães, but when he pronounced it like that, it didn't sound like I expected. Yes, it's probably an H there. Um, let me type. Hold up. Let me get my tablet. Oh, yeah. I was using it to read the comments. I think that's how it's written. Chris. It sounds Magalhães. It's because LH makes a L sound. Oh. If that person was Portuguese from Portugal, then it would probably sound almost like an SH. Magalhães. That's how it sounds for Portuguese from Portugal. Magalhães. Brazilian. There is no accent that I know of that the S would not be pronounced. And it would be very similar in Rio de Janeiro. Magalhães. Ooh, you had wine. Ooh la la. I hope you had a good time on your travels, Nessa. It could be, but also it just could be. For example, there is a famous actress. Her name is Cissa Magalhães, and the A, the way you say it when you say it fast, Magalhães, it almost brings an N to it. Like there'll be an N with it. And I know it's a very foreign sound for English speakers because when I say the word no, which is no, most English speaking people say now, almost like now, but more open now. For some reason, it's really hard. That and NH, which is the same as N tilde, sounds really difficult for English speakers to speak apparently. Niet, nein, no, no. Nada, I don't think nada is no. Nada is like nothing. But yeah, I get it. Not relaxing really though. Yes, I I never find touristic traveling, even if it's to visit family and relatives, relaxing because it's usually very busy and chaotic. I have been sitting here wanting to finish this page, but I'm just not flowing. If you're not flowing, either change pages or don't color right now. You know, it's okay. You can knit, you can, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. I would not force it though. I was trying to finish my Enchanted Out page for a long time and I was not succeeding. And then I was like, you know what, the heck with it. I would just stop. And then the next day I felt like coloring it and I finished. Nothing comes after no. Yes, exactly. I know. And nada means nada in Spanish and in Portuguese. There's nine, there's niet, there's no, there's non in French, there is no in Portuguese and no in Espanol. Yes, nada means nothing. Yes, in Portuguese and in Spanish. Nothing, neither, neither. Yes, very similar. Yes, Jeanette, thank you. I am really happy how the Enchanted Earth page turned out. I was kind of blocked on how I wanted to do the animals and the little spaces in the back, but the not spaces, the planets or thingies in the back. Comets? I think they're comets. But, you know, it's almost 6 and I didn't even finish this page yet. Oh goodness. I'm a mess today. Sorry people. We're gonna go with this one. It has been working well enough, and also I need to check the outcome markup card for possible bleed through. Although I suspect it might not be. Okay, we need more water. Oh, I need to replenish this water already. Wait, what Auntie said? I lost something. Auntie. Where's Auntie Chris? NH equals N equals ni. Yeah, it's almost like that. If you think ni and y, as in like niet, is not the same, you roll your tongue a little more to say the n tilde. It's more like ng, ng, like niño, like el niño. Yeah, that way. And it's the same, similar at least in Portuguese. Okay. Wait, I am more travel to what? I'm not sure. I do not understand. I missed something, I guess. Like canyon, onion. If I were to say canyon in Portuguese with a Portuguese accent, it would be canyon. So it's more. It sounds more French instead of Y. Is almost like a you just tip the I. No, no. And I know it's really hard for other people to pronounce it. For some reason, it's really hard. Yes, like Nino. Yes, is maybe leaving. Where is it? I have to take off. Going to Walmart with my husband. Thank you for the stream. Everyone have a lovely night. You too, Mimi. Have a good night. Nice shopping. Oh my god, I really think this one is starting to croak on me. Hope not though. Okay, so there's this part, and then this part, and this part. But for instance, Portuguese English is very distinct for people that speak Portuguese. We know when we hear a Brazilian person speaking Portuguese, we know. A lot of people think you don't either don't have an accent or a different one, but they can't place it when they hear it. But yeah, we can hear it. Not like gnocchi. Yes, I think it would be more similar. Yes, nino, no. Yes, it's more similar. The sound is like a mix between ny and gn. CK, I'm trying to get all my water-based markers into one mega case. It might work. Yes, I'm doing that with my pencils, and I had to kind of separate them because I reached a point where they don't fit. And we think, one thing, oh, that might be enough to make her stop buying. No, it's not. I order myself. Oil pastels, and I order myself the new polychroma set. 240.6 million language opens. None of mine are big enough. Oh, you received your happy meal, Nessa. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. I was wondering if you would, because I knew you would be in Barbados by the time the book arrived to you in Canada. So I figured. I was worried that maybe they didn't deliver. I didn't know because they don't notify me when they deliver it to you. Atlanta set put them together with 113 set plus additional packs. Is that 113 set? Mine is like 168. So I definitely don't have all of them. But I did buy 2 extra sets, Chinese and purple, Chinese red and galaxy purple. Bear, come here for a moment. Say an English sentence in the most Brazilian English you can say. Yeah, we when we hear someone speaking English and we know they're Brazilian.
What is your name?
Yes, see, that is the Brazilian English. They were talking about the Indian English, the Japanese English, and I was saying that when we listen to a Brazilian person speaking English, we know it's Brazilian.
É só falar pra elas que tem um i no final, internet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Notebook.
Yeah, Facebook, notebook. Yes,
Eles
it's true. I forget about this. Well, I haven't kept up Atlanta, so maybe they actually have more because mine are kind of old. It's been a while I have them now. It's been a few years. Yes, I did find her style more polished in this one. It reminds me a little bit of Inklings, but with larger illustrations. And a little bit reminds me of Magical Worlds and Worlds of Wonder, which are my favorite books by her. And I am tempted to get Wild Things, a new one. I'm going to wait until Marabout releases the French edition. Ba Bajan, is that Bajan or Bajan? Accent is like Brit and Jamaican mingled. I'm trying to imagine that in my head, and I can't. Because when I think Jamaican, I think Jamaican. When I think Brit, I think Brit. I can't imagine them mingling. I do like the Jamaican accent. I love the singy songy quality of it. It's even more sing songy than I completely forgot New Orleans. I thought you said Bali Bar, California. The words are sharp in the Jamaican, so not so many vowel long sounds. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's Bejon. Oh, yes, and also Jamaica was colonized by the British, so yeah, it tracks for much longer than it was from the United States. Not a Barbadian, as some say. A Barbados person is is Bajan. Is that what they call it? Bajan. Yes, Chris, I love studying accents. I absolutely love it. Beijun. 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 Beijun? Beijun. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, CK, mission accomplished. All the markers in one mega case. Yay, nice. I want to do something a little bit crazy now. I want to test my glitter pen. I'll have to get up for this one. Hello, Gail. Hello. Oh, doze off as much as you need, love. That's absolutely fine. I am low-key jealous that you can doze off. These are the shiny glitter ones. I do not swatch these, darn it. Don't know if I showed you all this, but let me see. I made little swatches for my pens. Like this. And also for the larger ones, for instance, for example, from the Nordic Blanco set, I have the 1.0 and the 0.6 millimeter. Beijing. Okay, that makes sense. So I know which color actually comes out because they actually look very different when you apply them, but there's a huge color shift, and then they eventually dry being the same. Let me see here. I tried keeping my languages, my gel pens on cases. It did not work. I had to buy those um like alcohol marker wooden organizers that you just slide them in. That's where they are here up here. I want to try something, but these the glitter ones I did not swatch. I didn't do my tiny swatches, so I don't trust the color of the ink. Beijing. Beijing doesn't rhyme with Cajun. I really like Cajun accent, although I found it extremely difficult to understand. I was like, dear Lord, I do not understand a word they're saying. Took me a long while. I'm not a super fan of water-based markers, but I have to admit, the Zig ones are lovely. I love them. All right, TK. Yes, 30 minutes. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I made this little thingy and I put them in the box because I can't. I just can't have them on cases. For some reason, they do not work for me on cases. I don't know why. I don't even know how to explain this. But they did not work for me that way. Light brown here. I know it might look like I did not color this, but this is colored. This is just really light. Nothing wrong with Granny Napkin. Yes. I will look for an even higher case on AliExpress or Tmall or Amazon. The bigger one in plastic boxes. The case of the biggest lots that are designed for markers. Yes. I had my language on um on that case, exactly that case you mentioned. In fact, I think I have it here. Let me show you. Since I'm very coloring anyway. Where the heck I put it? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Let me go to the wide angle. I'm going to need it. Hi Jane, hello. Ultra wide. Okay. This is the case that I used to have my Language pens in. The reason I put them together is because I was able to match their colors. So I know which one matched the exact same color. So if I want a thicker version of that or a thinner version of that, I would just put them together. and it's like this. And I do not like this case, by the way. I hate this case. There is a different model that is better, but I don't like this one because of this part right here. It has this flap, and it leaves too like wonky. So I like the model I have for my polychromos and all that. That the case is completely solid. Each page of this is solid. And yes, they fit up to 3 langos here of the smaller ones, or 2 if they are the big ones. So, and you can fit 2 of the big ones as well, like this. And if they are these types, you can fit up to 3 of them. But, and they fit 580 pencils, so these are the same size of a pencil, so it will be 480, sorry. But I didn't like the model just because of this part here. It made a bit wonky. But I suspect that for markers, this model is better if you want like larger, thick markers, because this allows the case to like, you know, be a bit lifted and more space in between them. But I did not like them for my langos. That's why they're empty now. And they were not expensive at all. I believe Jennifer Stay at Coloring Bliss, she buys those types of cases that she does. But yes, those are, when I found them, they said they were marker cases, and I bought them because I thought they would be a better option, and they were like, it's not that like they don't work, they work. I just, for some reason, it didn't help me use my supplies, and I need to leave my supplies in a way that it makes me pull them out to use them. And in that moment, that wasn't the case for me, so that's why I changed it. But I do reckon it's a very practical thing, especially if you want to be on the go and stuff like that. Yes, that's a very large one, but they have smaller ones too. So that one would fit, I think, 250 markers, I think. 230 markers. I'm not sure, but if it's a really chunky marker, if it's a water-based marker, you can fit like this, like the zigs. You can fit like 2 again in each, just like this one here, because they're the same in barrel. So you can fit 2 per elastic, and that would total, I think, 300 something markers. And if they're really chunky, like alcohol markers, you will fit probably 1 in each elastic. And that one is really large, but they have like 200, 300, I say in pencil sizes. Now, how many pencils can fit in that case? So that one is 480 pencils. But the smaller ones, kind of like the classic BTSKY cases, they also have that model with smaller sizes if you have, you know, a less sizable collection. That's funny, Jane, because my cats, well, actually, that actually makes sense because you mentioned to me that where you live, you can get minus 40 Celsius, but also positive 40 Celsius. So I would think that yes, in that case, cats would definitely make sense that they will lay on the tile floor. Because when it's summer here, the highest it ever got was 37 degrees Celsius. wee teddy cat lays on his back with everything hanging out. Bye, Cha. Take care, darling. I will message you on Discord, Cha, later. Feel free to answer me tomorrow. No need to stay awake for that. Oh, that's really nice, Chris. No, not Chris. Who said that? Oh, it was Nessa who said that about the shelf. I saw something about a shelf. One paint zipper space, multiple zippers instead of a weird binder that catches on the corners. I hate every other kind of case. I like the case that has one zipper for a certain amount of pencils. If it's up to 120 pencils, that's okay. For anything above that, no, that's too much then. And let me see. See, no bleed through of the alcohol marker. That's what they meant. So you can actually use alcohol markers on this paper. I didn't do any hot blending or anything, but hey ho. I would just use regular watercolors for this part because it's just easier, to be honest. Okay. This mauve color, and now I need this green. So say it works. It's not like the paper doesn't work. You can blend easily. It's just I like wet washes. If when I think watercolor paper, I think the ability of doing wet washes and stuff like that. Oh goodness, am I ever going to be free of cat hair? Apparently not. Oh gosh, I forgot to bring you back. I apologize. I don't even believe I'll actually finish 2 pages today. Nessa, seeing you coming above, you should know I am going solo to a watercolor retreat in the Maritimes at the end of September. Can't wait. Oh, this is so nice. This is really nice. Before I actually visited Nova Scotia, it was really hard for me to understand when people said about the Maritimes. I was like, what? And then when I traveled there, I realized, oh, that's how they call the region. It made, it makes perfect sense. I was just being an idiot. Okay, this is properly darkened. Not so much, apparently. I'm starting to feel hungry. Bear! Oh, I was going to ask, what do you want to eat? I was going to ask, what do you want to have dinner? Dinner. What? Because I'm hungry. What are you up to? Huh? Oh, okay. Thanks. Apparently, my cat decided that was a good moment to throw up. And my boyfriend has been an amazing boyfriend and he's cleaning that up for me. He's really good. I feel lucky. When I tell him that, he says, lucky for what? Because I do the minimum. And then that proves my point. That's how lucky I am. I lost a lot of talk. Only been home 12 hours, still sleeping from travel. Jane, she was in Barbados visiting her daughter and her grandkids. Such a cute baby. Cutesy little thingies. And it's funny because I adore babies and I adore children, but I don't want any of my own. Because the good part about other people's kids is that you can give them back to their parents when they start crying. Or if you're like me and you live and you worked in hospital, then you probably, you know, you probably would want them to cry because in the hospital, that's actually a very good sign. It's a great sign, in fact. I have no idea where she threw up. All I know is that my boyfriend is cleaning up. My baby bridges are such to know. Oh my goodness, oh that's so cute. Feel free to post budget pictures or videos on the Discord. Now I will finally use. I cannot believe I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish a page after what 3 days. It was about dawn time. Auntie Chris said Portugal is a thing. Yes, it is a thing. Yes, and in fact, my state is one of the homes of Portugal. The south of Brazil is the home of Portugal because we make border with three countries. Four. We made border with Chile, with Uruguay, with Paraguay, and with Argentina. Is this the one I wanted? Yes, that's the one I wanted. Like Spanglish, exactly. We have a term for Japanese English. We call them Japangrish because they use a lot of English expressions. They meld it together, but it becomes, if you bring those expressions to English, it makes absolutely no sense at all. You can hear whining. That's my dog. He's crying. I don't know why he's crying. Sometimes he just cries. And no, he's not in pain. I already took him to the vet. He actually loves his vet. And we tried everything. He's just been needy, apparently. Snow, come on. Come here, boy. Snow, come on. Snow. I could do some savory pie. thinking about dinner. I prepped absolutely nothing today. TV show he hasn't snuck out and not anyone yet, though. That you know of. Oh, you put me on big screen. Thank you, Jane. Luckily, there's not my face, because that would be not a good sight. I'm going to use one of my favorite watercolors here, I think. I mean, it's not always my favorite, but it's one of my favorites sometimes. And it's the yellow watercolor. Obviously, since he's blonde. It's funny because I think there is a movie called Spanglish, and in Portuguese it's called Espanglish. Oh my god! She would bring frogs from the canal. He would hop around the living room and have to rescue the poor thing from her. Oh, that's really sad. Okay, I need to wet it. I need to wet this a lot. And I need to try not to mark. I want highlights, yes. I will do a super wet wash now. It's the last time I will try something since this is the last part. And right before we end the stream, go for Nico Azul Yellow, my favorite yellow. I'm also going to add a little bit of Queen Gold. just to try it out to make sure pencils work, and yes, they do. Let me try it. Tiny bit of a blend. They work really, really well, in fact. Let's try here. This is Ivory by Holbein. It's funny. Holbein does not. Well, yeah, it seems okay, but it's not doing great. It seems to do better on top of the watercolor. And Polychromo seems to be better here as well. Let's see Polychromos and let's see Champagne. Ah, no, this was dirty. Yes, 5 minutes, I'm aware. Are they helping your tinnitus? Because I've heard about that, but I've never seen someone actually use hearing aids for the tinnitus themselves. I mean, for the tinnitus itself. All right, Audrey, have a nice nap. I will probably be lurking at Annika's because I need to fix myself some dinner. This is light fast. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the best pencil for this is Polychromos. I think the harder the pencil, the better. Definitely better. But all pencils work much better on top of watercolor itself. Either watercolor or, whatever medium. Let me do something here. Where's the other one? I just want to finish trying out this page. Yeah, for acrylics, if you use the gel pens as watercolor, then Holbein works better. But for watercolors, it's definitely Polychromos. And let's see Lightfast here. Yeah, Lightfast actually do pretty well on top of watercolor as well. Really like it. Just a few accents I'm making. I did well. I got 5 minute notification on my phone too. The suite must explain why I see so. Wait. Thank you, Chris, for keeping track of time because I might not be aware. I'm just got lucky that I looked up. Um, Atlanta, did I make the song? Yes, I sang, I made the arrangement, I did everything on my own. I invented the lyrics about a myth called the Revontule. It's a Finnish myth called the Fox-Fired myth. There is a video by Khalid. She's an Irish movie director. She made a 6 minute video. It's on YouTube. It's free. You can watch it. So I based myself on that movie and I created a lyrics, then an arrangement using Japanese instruments, Japanese and Chinese instruments from GarageBand Sampler. And I sang and I mashed everything up. That was all me. Because I got a silent kind of like strike. It's not a strike, it's just a claim, but it means that if I were to monetize, I'm not monetized, but if I were to, then what would happen was any money made on that video would go to the person who made a song, but I was paying for the rights for that song from Envato, the website with copyright free songs, and I was paying a subscription for it, but I even got the claim still, and before I started a fight with YouTube, I'm too small for that. I decided to make my own song, and no one can claim anything because it's all me. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm so glad you're finished. I'm ready to sign this page, and I need to clean up my station because it's all a mess. And let's sign this page. Lucy Fox Arts. Thank you, everyone. Yes, it's beautiful. And I actually cried a little bit when I saw the short, so I recommend. It's really cute. Well, I showed you my mess, Jeanette. All right, have a nice dinner, I think, Chris. So, Chris Kaluuya. See you, everyone in Ireland. Bye.